Welcome to another edition of Indie Talk here at the Dakota. And I am Jonathan Starr. We're diving back into a topic that we actually spent a lot of time on end of last year and then even a little bit beginning of this year. And that's about some happenings that have happened up in Dunseith, North Dakota. With me today, I actually have Charles Hoefer. How are you doing today?
Good. Nice to see you again.
It's good to see you.
Been a minute.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Things were quiet, but a lot of things were happening. It was actually a very busy time.
Happening in the background. Yeah. Very busy.
So
busy with the business and then some of these other things on the side.
Right. So the business side. Why did you go to Dunseith?
Well, I guess I'll just recap briefly. I mean, I'm an RV executive.
Okay.
Never intended to be a federal whistleblower on anything. But I was recruited up here by former Governor Burgum's team to build an RV plant at the former Dunseith factory.
Very good.
100,000 square foot building.
Yeah. And
it was a dream come true. Really excited about it and still am. But it was 2-3 years of kind of the wildest ride I could have ever imagined.
Right.
I don't know how else to describe it, to be honest with you.
I'm sure.
So
business side or things, I understand that the wild ride kind of prohibited the business from really taking off, or have you had any luck on the business side?
Well, for a while it was just trying to get the site remediated and trying to deal with all the reasons why we've had to put out a federal action to just kind of stop retaliation that was going on from what we had to clean up at the site and work with federal authorities to get fixed. Our federal work seems to be pretty well wrapped up, I think, and maybe in the future they'll still want some interviews out of me and things like that from how everything happened up there. But we had a lot of cleanup to do from a government past with that building, and it cost us millions and it disrupted everything. And then found out some officials from North Dakota's high levels of government were affiliated with some of what we had to clean up, and they got angry, and then they did some illegal things that they shouldn't have done, and that caused some further delays. And then now we've slowly been able to put pieces of the business back together to at least where we're getting some machinery on site now, and we're getting ready to start our builds to release very soon.
Exciting.
Units are in progress, and it's just slow steps, and eventually we'll have the business where it needs to be.
Right.
But it was very unfortunate that it had to go through all the steps that it did to get to where we are.
Exciting that somehow might not be as large of a step as you would have liked, but at least there's a step in the right direction
Steps
on the business side.
Steps forward are a good thing.
Yeah, at this point for sure. Obviously, there is the other side that you kind of alluded to during that. We thought we had some big news that we were trying to get a podcast
We've been
about.
Coordinating for the last couple of weeks on and off, trying to see when we could fit our schedule for
a podcast on a suit or
just a little action on the side.
That was filed $1.89 billion. That took a while, but it's finally filed.
Yeah, federal civil rights action against individuals, detailing out really, really extensive multi-year abuse and control, and laying out the fact that, we buy this factory, we know that until 2015, it had an electronics manufacturing history.
Okay.
We don't know much more beyond that. And the state people that bring us in tell us the building, closed up in 2015 and nothing happened after.
Interesting.
We clean this thing up, and then suddenly we find out, states practically got a task force running illicit projects out of there. And then as we were renovating the building, we found things so sensitive that we had to lock down chunks of the site. We had to control access. We had to work with federal authorities. Some people inside North Dakota weren't very happy about it and just would have wished I would have closed my eyes, thrown it away, and pretended I never saw it. Finally, we're declared a crime scene in 2023, had federal agents come and properly give us receipts and start cleaning out the evidence, and told us go back and build RVs again. Then fast forward around the fall of 2023, we find all these records from an independent source that connects state officials into what we were working with FAA's National Security Team, IRS Crimes, and DOD. And they just got angry and retaliated, and they wanted to keep it a secret. They wanted to keep me quiet.
Right.
They didn't want people to know that some of them had been deceiving the agents, and they had been telling me you can't go to media. I mean, just one thing after another, and a lot of threats. And then it got very public, I think, starting late 2023. But information wasn't coming out all the way, and I think now we know why.
That. Before we jump into the information, something about the suit that's going on is, you mentioned it's against multiple defendants. This is not against the state of North Dakota,
no,
correct?
It's not a suit that involves the state of North Dakota or any claims against the state.
Okay.
Although very curiously, within a day of us filing the action, we were notified by the state's attorney general that they were going to be stepping in to provide defense.
It's incredible.
So they didn't directly say it, but they said that they were going to be accepting service, and then within days later, they had publicly filed on behalf of Drew Wrigley and sent some attorneys in to represent on behalf of the state. So the state's paying their bills, an amount of multi-million-dollar legal defense for personal civil rights action against these individuals. And then they're also now on the hook to the entire compensatory damage limit.
That's incredible. So last time we talked, we did these long podcasts. They were fantastic.
Very long.
Evidence.
Just dumped it out.
Right.
Yep.
That was good. Now we're thin. This time we're doing a little more condensed version, less evidence. But I want to talk about evidence for a minute, because previously a lot of the evidence that was being supplied was stuff that you had done research and you had found, or you had documented yourself, or however that came about.
And you always had to call it alleged evidence.
Hey, you know what? It's the life of a journalist over here.
So
this time, there's stuff that has come to light.
It's different now.
Backs some of the stuff that we have talked before. I say some of the stuff because it's the same records, except this time it comes from the state. But also, exactly that, it comes from the state. How did this evidence get obtained?
So Minot Daily News stepped in and picked up a few stories right when the lawsuit was filed. And they had just told me a couple of times through the year that they were interested in this. And they did what they described as a 1-to-1, where they went to the state Commerce Attorney General's office and they said, 1-to-1, give us everything you've got on us. And next thing they know, they tell me they've got this like basically fire hose dump.
Wow.
And so they asked me to cross-verify, like, you know, is this consistent with what I know, what I have? Are there gaps still? Things like that, because they were trying to be extremely accurate and careful.
Right.
And I really respected their process. But it left me in shock.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it, because not only does it confirm every single aspect of the lawsuit we just initiated, it adds new dimensions and new aspects of things that, I mean, some of it, I had to sit for a few days and just look at it and question, am I really seeing what I think I'm seeing?
Right.
And it was hard.
Some difficult stuff to digest. So let's kind of jump into this part of it. This evidence was part of there's a couple of different dumps, I guess, that we could reference, but this was actually the original request that was fulfilled by the state of North Dakota Attorney General, Office of Attorney General to Michael Standard, all the way back in October of 2023. So the documentation has actually been around for a while.
It's concerning. It's over 900 pages.
Wow.
And it's a request, and Michael Standard asked him for a limited time period. It's less than 2 months time period. Picks up over 900 pages and only uses the word benchmark, doesn't even use my name.
Okay.
And everything fills up with my name. I mean, the AG, as soon as we found those public records on the site about the state officials, which, I mean, they had been deceiving me the whole time, threatening me if I made a request, told me they could show me anyway, brought a state computer to my site, computer has no files after 2015 on my factory, and they were just hiding it all.
Okay.
And so, here, as soon as they find out I have the records, they've all of a sudden built up this war room. They get the budget director, the risk director for the state involved. All the top level people circling Drew Wrigley start to get involved. And, Commerce wants to be out of it.
Right.
Like, I'm not even threatening litigation. And the AG says, there's no litigation now. Maybe there will be in the future. Probably there will be, or likely. And so internally, they're already getting budget risk involved because I think they're already recognizing civil rights abuses.
Mm-hmm.
And Commerce wants out. They want the AG to have all the communication with me. And the AG says no. But then the AG and Commerce come to this agreement that the officials that are now the defendants in my lawsuit are going to get all their communications reviewed, coordinated, and vetted with the Attorney General. And that's when I start getting subject to unrelenting abuses and retaliations.
Gotcha. So basically, the AG isn't going to be the direct communicator with you, but they're going to review everything that is getting sent to you by Commerce.
Which I don't know any of this.
You don't know about this. You're still just trying to
I'm just trying to forget about it. And I'm even telling them, just help me forget about all this. Like, I find all this stuff with you guys. I have to keep working with federal authorities. I need more of the evidence that I know you have.
Right.
Please give it to me. They never do.
Right.
And then Michael Standard tells me he didn't find anything of any value.
Yeah.
And just, I'm
you
like...
you would disagree with that remark.
I would highly disagree with that. He just made it all out to be nothing. And he steered me away from even knowing that it was there. And I kept getting threatened every time I was, trying to take a step forward. I would feel this intense pushback from the lawsuit defendants. Like, they don't care what they do and they can do anything they want. And they're just going to try to take me down.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's becoming pretty plainly clear.
Right. Yeah. I think in one of the emails you'd mentioned, let bygones be bygones. Let's just kind of move on.
That's the summary of it. I mean, if you were to just package it all up in a little, neat package, it basically just said, I would like to move on with my Commerce friends and forget all of this. Right. How do we do that? And what you didn't know is behind the scenes, they had the AG working on maybe not vetting that exact response with that email, but I believe it was that exact email that was sent to the AG saying, hey, we need help now. And so there's this whole firestorm that gets triggered. And Standard just disregarded it. And then he disregarded other stuff he got, which was just equally as shocking. I mean, things that, I'll kind of, I think, leave it for now, but just kind of tease it, is he could have confirmed independently through state records all of my story. Yeah, that's incredible. But he chose not to. Yeah, that's difficult. Well, how's that for the shortest episode we've ever done? What do you think? Think about that, guys. Think about that. It goes by fast. That's 14 minutes right there, 15 minutes right there. So thank you for joining this. This is the first part in a multiple part series. We won't say how many parts because we don't know. I'm not sure how many it will end up being. But there'll definitely be a few coming out here soon. So be sure to stay tuned here at the Dakota. Like and subscribe. We'll have another one. It's good to be back and see you, by the way. Hey, it's good to have you back in studio. Glad you're doing all right. Yeah. Thanks. It's good to be around. For sure. So be sure to subscribe to the Dakota and become part of the Dakota community so you can catch the next few episodes that are going to be coming out. Make sure you get that notification right when it comes out. It's going to be a few more 15-minute podcasts you can listen to on your lunch break and know what's going on in Dunseith. Thank you for watching this episode. Have a great day.